Mrs. Jasmine asks, huh? I would have wanted you to answer this question, babe. So let me ask you the question, please. Yeah, so I have two questions I'm going to put out there, and I want every member of the panel to answer that question. So the first one is, I really like this question. He or she said, what daily habits or mindset has contributed the most to your growth? Who asked this question? Please, if you don't mind me asking. Can you stand up, please? Stand up, please. Don't be shy. I won't trap you. This game is a bit buko. Yeah, very good questions. What advice would you give to your younger self just starting out? What's the biggest lesson you've learned from your failure? Fantastic. And how do you spot opportunities that most people overlook? Can I give you 10,000 naira for this question? Please. Abigail, and take your name, please. So let's handle your questions. Please, you can sit down. Abigail, take your name now. So what daily habits or mindsets? And if you want to ask, after this session now, I want to give chance to people to carry the mic and ask. Can we do that? So let's interrupt now. Am I enjoying this again? So, yeah. So what daily habits or mindset has contributed the most to your growth? Answer anyone you want. Number two, what advice would you give to your younger self? Number three, what's the biggest lessons you've learned from your failure? Number four, how do you spot opportunities that most people overlook? So let me pick anyone you want. You can hold the paper.
Okay, I'll start from the first one. What daily habit or mindset has contributed the most to my growth? I would say learning every day. Every second, I'm learning. I'm learning from passing people on the street and seeing what is needed, what is missing. I'm learning from YouTube. I'm learning from mentors. I'm learning from even just sitting down there and listening to every one of the speakers. Even your questions are teaching me. So I never feel like I'm there. It's also it's not always a blessing because I feel out of place sometimes because I never feel like I know enough. So I want to learn more. So that mindset of learning, feeding myself daily with information, with knowledge, has helped my group a great deal. I would like to answer the next question too. What advice would I give my younger self starting out in the business that I am? Is that there really is not much to fear. I was so afraid starting out, so afraid of not being enough. While the truth is, every single person within your field, outside your field, has that same fear. So there was this advice that one of my mentors used to give me about public speaking, which I still am not good at. He says, if you're so shy to stand in front of 1,000 people, imagine all of them naked. No, like imagine them in their most vulnerable situation. You understand? When well, for men it might not work, but no, like imagine them in their most vulnerable position. So it's not anything to be afraid of because they are as vulnerable as you are. So you shouldn't be afraid of talking to them because they might even be as afraid of looking at you. So I would give myself the advice that, look, it is not as scary as you think it is. And then the last one I would say is, what's the biggest lesson I've learned from failure? The biggest lesson I've learned from failure is that I can start again. I can start again. It's okay. I failed. I will start it again.
You know, I came home one day, many years ago, about 11 years ago, and walked into our room. Then we're living in a 3-bedroom apartment, and went into the house. I couldn't see my wife, you know, and then later I found her in our bathroom. I don't know if that's how you could cry. Goodness. She was in the bathroom, in the corner of the wall, on the floor, and she was just crying. And, we just had our first son. So my mind freaked out. What happened to my son first? Okay, or did something happen to someone that we love? She was crying. She was not crying. No. Cry. She was crying all by herself in the restroom. So I went and hugged her and said, babe, what's going on? Are you okay? And she said, babe, I'm overwhelmed. I'm just overwhelmed. This being a mother is more than I thought it is. It's just too much just being a mother. And so I'm saying? And I'm saying that because of the second question she answered, that when you are afraid, now, I'm not saying this because she's here. I promise you. I'm trying to be careful how to say this. Because I have a mother. And she's alive. But I promise you, I have barely seen any woman who has been as fantastic as a mother as my wife. And I tell you the truth from my heart. I mean, including my mother. I have barely seen, I see how our children, and it's hard to believe that it was the same woman that was in the bathroom crying all by herself, overwhelmed with being a mother of just one child. And now she's a mother of 3 children. We have about 4 or 5 other girls in our house. We have many spiritual sons and daughters, and she's handling all of that at the same time, barely 10 years after. Nothing is as bad as the first Apeh. All right? Never forget that.
Okay. How do you spot opportunities that most people overlook? Yesterday at my shop, I was talking to the kids there, so my staff and students. I asked them, have you registered for the next grade? They were just looking at each other. I said, I've been talking about this thing for 2 months. Some persons have been chatting me from the social media outings that they see. They don't know me from anywhere, or because they saw the post. And how do I go about it? Some sent messages and said, I have registered. I said, have your registration been acknowledged? They said, yes. Say, what next am I supposed to do? I said, be at the summit. While I have people in my store that did not register, and I've been talking about it every day. Then when I said that, the next thing I told them was that you want to give me a bad name. People will say, let's get involved in good things, and the people around her do not benefit. Now, there are times when your mindset is not even shaped to recognize that there is an opportunity. You need to recognize it. I had to compel them, register right now. Someone else has been commenting on my posts almost every day. I make posts for this summit. And then she sent a chat 2 days ago and was like, I'm sorry, I didn't register and it's late. I said it's not late. You've been commenting on my posts every day. You've not registered, but you're not reading it. Register now. When I saw Mrs. Lovey do post about Year Summit, I had lost my grandmother. We're in the preparation for her burial. I registered for it. When I got my email acknowledging my registration, I read everything. And I saw that you could drop a business proposal. Not everybody that was in that summit knew. Yet they got the same email that I did get. Now you learn to read. Don't see things on social media and just walk past. Read. I read a lot. I just got your book too. I'm going to read. Read. Take note of every small detail in the memos that you see that are educative. Follow it up. It's not, some people registered for this summit, but they are not here. They went for other things, and if it's not just a summit, you're here because you've seen this as an opportunity to grow. Be growth driven. Don't feel you're stretching so much. Don't feel you're stressing so much. See every opportunity. I tell people that see those opportunities as a stepping ground. Earlier on, I said that you're not here because of the money. You should be here because you need knowledge that will bring the money. Because not everybody is going to get 1 million. It's just one person. So you're coming here with the mindset that I'm coming to be empowered and getting the knowledge that will bring all the wealth that I need. Recognize these opportunities. Another thing again is that identify your niche. As a fashion designer, I sew a lot of things too. I make the corsets that everybody's crazy about. But I'm not sewing all these things, just like Woody. He's the Agbada whisperer, but he's doing other things too. I carved out a particular niche that most fashion designers in Benue are not daring to do. And that stood me out even in the men fashion show. Everybody was like, this is Obodo Yibo standard. Who is this person? Now we are doing streetwear collections. We're doing polo shirts. We're doing tracksuits. We're doing cardigans. We're doing sportswear for schools. We're doing overall for workshops. We're doing jackets for site engineers. We're doing all of that. And I am mentoring after somebody. Going to Aba market gives me opportunities. So when I go there, I'm not in a hurry to come back home. I'm entering into every tailoring complex, going to beyond clothing, making contacts, paying to sit and learn. These are opportunities. So if you're a baker, you see a roaster, he is here, hold him tight today. You may not see him again. This is an opportunity. If you're a fashion designer, if you want to get into hospitality, the lords are here right now. You may not see him on the streets to grab it now. When I found myself at Yeib, and the MC called out that young man to snap, me too, I'm a teller. I have my tape here. Why won't I go out? I stood there. I was very visible. Very, very visible. Now, when we went, and he was giving us his machines, I had an opportunity that most designers in Benue will never get. I'm the only one that has. Is somebody else still having it? At least I know that I have it. The Body Industrial Sewing Machine. I had over 1 hour, 30 minutes with him, running around that facility that everybody's crazy about. We had Body all to ourselves for about 2 hours. Why? I grabbed the opportunity. So persons felt you're traveling all the way to Abuja to attend just a summit. It was not just a summit. I was going there for knowledge. I didn't even know I was going to win any grants. So take every opportunity that you see seriously. Grab it. Go Jamal, he's here. You want to learn, so grab Jamal. I don't have money, but I want to learn. I will work for you for 1 year. Go into a legal agreement. Go for it. Thank you.
What advice would you give your younger self just starting out? And I'm giving this advice because it's something I'll have done. If I have opportunity to do it, to be younger again, I'll do it better. You just listen to my story and architect Apeh Harrison here. I have a philosophy that when I have an opportunity to come around influential people, I am not there to receive from them, but to add value to their lives. I want to advise all of us young people. By the grace of God, there's one thing God has blessed me with, the gift of relationships with men. I'm blessed with people. And some of these relationships have been sustained 20 years, 12 years, 14 years, 30 years. You know, and my father in the Lord, Apostle Arome Osai, was the man I met in the year 2000 when he won Benue State University. He was in his final year. That's a relationship we have sustained till date. And this is the same philosophy. Don't always see influential or rich people as opportunities to cash out. Think of how you can also add value to their lives. There was a time I called my photography team and we went to visit a very influential woman in this Makurdi town. And we told her, we came to pay you a courtesy visit and also to give you some portraits that you can use to update some of your posts and all of that. She was like, she sat down, she was like, just like that? Yes, just like that. And we took and had a photo session with her and gave her all the pictures for free. Now, You will do it at that point. It may not, nothing, it may look like nothing happened, but a time will come. An opening may come for that person. They say, take that person for me, just like the king could not sleep when it was time. Say, something, Mordecai did something for me and nothing had been done. Send for him now. Right? So after I hosted Yes Summit for Architects in 2013, I sustained the relationship and make sure I was adding value and not always collecting. And in return, for instance, I will rather offer service than beg for money. So I remember when you took me to your village to go and cover your dad's birthday that time. The opportunities will come later. Just add value. When the first book came out, Problem Power, I collected them and I sell architects books like they're my books. Even this one now that is out, I'm selling them. I told myself, as architect is adding value to my life, I'll be adding value to his life. My father in the Lord, Apostle Aaron is adding value to my life. I add value to his life. My friend Faith Oyita posted a story on her Facebook. She came across an influential person. Some of you say, oh, let me ask for money now. No. She just packaged one of her brands, her shoes, her kizzy wears that she made, and gave the person and said, no, how much? No, not nothing. That one was an opportunity to just build a relationship. Don't collect anything at that moment. One day, this same man, when he goes back and starts wearing that easy wear, and he enters his circle of friends, who did this for you? There's a lady I met, and from there that can give you a mega contract. So please, young people, don't be in a hurry to always ask rich people for money. Give me urgent 2K, urgent this, urgent that. First, build relationship and see how you can add value to your lives. The openings will come. Today I'm on the same stage with my boss, Harrison Apeh, because I've been adding value to his life. He has decided to pay me back with this platform, and this is just one out of many that are yet to come. Thank you, sir.
You're correct. Mr. Gabe is profound, I'm telling you. I think he's probably the first person we called to be on this thing. Maybe I didn't tell you that. When we had our meeting in the office, you were probably like the first name that came up. And it was on the premise of what he had done for, not just for me, but for the foundation many years ago. So, choose your friends carefully. Like I said, it matters who likes you, all right? So, let's hear Mr. Tony pick his own question.
I think I'll go with question number 1, which is what daily habit or mindset has contributed most to your growth? I think one of the what has really contributed to my growth is continuous learning process. If you ask my staff, they know I'm always learning. I'm not always tired of learning something new. My wife can testify to that. While every other person is sleeping, I might be online learning something to put to use. And that is how I force my staff to know. You must learn when you're with me. Even my son, he's just 5 years old. And sometimes he's on site with me or he's working tirelessly with me. At least he can identify 80% of the equipment around him. I will not say 100, but continuous learning process. And he's eager to learn. People around me know he's just like me. He's eager to learn. Don't ever stop learning. It's just like in the military. The day you stop going for course, just know your retirement has arrived. So you need to be learning every day. Don't feel you are perfect and every other person is under you. Always look at yourself like you can learn from the least person. I learn from my staff. I learn from people around me. Even if you start working with me today, there are certain things I'll learn from you. So I don't look at it like I'm perfect and I don't need to learn. So that is one of the factors or habits that has kept me growing all this way. Continuous learning process.
Okay, I'll take this. How do you spot opportunities that most people overlook? I'll say research. there's this experience I want to share with you. I'll take it as that was the big breakthrough for my business. I wanted to work during Valentine's. That's February 14th. I believe you all know that. So I did a research, and this research had to do with my numbers. I did a lot of calculation, because then the price of cake then was ranging between 3,500 to 7,000, depending on the size, or even 2,500. So when I started calculating, I did a research, I went online, I checked, why do people do promos? Why do I see discounts online? I'm selling this for so price, but they'll slash that price and give you a discount. So I had to study the secret behind it. Now, when you're good with numbers, you have to learn how to work with numbers, especially when you're a business person. I discovered that if I set up a promo at that particular time, close to Valentine's, I'll have more orders. And then, if I make a slash, I did my calculations, everything I would need, if I'll still break even, if I'll make profit. And then I realized that when you have those price slashes, there is a secret behind it. Because the more you sell at a low price, the more profit you make. It's just a simple understanding. So I did my flyers, and then I gave options, cupcakes, packages, and all that. Then I bought a hardcover notebook. We all know hardcover notebook. I decided to calculate and test this experiment to see how it actually works. So I documented every order that came in within that period. And I tell you, I had sales and calls to a level that I got overwhelmed. In fact, I employed everybody in my house to join me, except my father. My mom, everybody had to work. And when I did my profit calculation after that period of February, and the funniest thing is the promotion gave birth to more orders. That wasn't just about the promo anymore, because I made sure that every design going out was exceptional. I worked for days tirelessly. And when I did my calculations, I made almost 2 million naira from just that time. It was a lot of work, but I took that opportunity and I make sure that I calculated properly. So, and then the research also gave me the idea of how to go about the promotions. So it's always very good. You don't have to just think, oh, look, this thing, there's nothing about it. No, you have to learn. Because if you don't study, if you don't research, you won't really know why people do things. So that is very, very important. Always, when you're working on your business, your products, you need to do your research. Thank you.
I'll pick number 3. What's the biggest lesson you have learned from failure? Yeah, I've learned a lot, and with determination, with listening to advice, above all, prayer. When I fail or when my plans fail, first of all, I will track my points where I've missed it along the line. Is it location? Is it at point of delivery? Because if Apeh makes a proper cake and he used Okada to deliver the cake and something happened along the road while delivering the cake, it is not meant to be that the cake was not properly baked. But the process of delivering the cake is a wrong move entirely. So you might put together all your business factors, strategies and all that, but at the point of delivery, your means of delivery, how you should deliver and all that may be a wrong move, and it will look as if you failed in the business. It's just for you to pick your points and your track, then you can trace where you have failed. With determination, you strike again and keep pushing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, I think with these few points of ours, you are convinced I'm not confused.